beyond the Big Bang or the real beginning of the universe. The history of cosmology has predicted many endings for the universe. Big crunch, big rip, big freeze, big implosion, etc. But it didn't mention a single beginning. Nobody dares to go beyond Planck's wall or the Big Bang. All started in our cosmology with the Big Bang. But the Big Bang is not the beginning of the universe. When this event happened, the universe was, at least, halfway through its journey. That is, it had an existence of 14-15 billion years before the Big Bang happened. As we all know, the first part of the universe is little known. Indeed, I would say very little known, or perhaps not known at all. In the past, all those who have ventured to go beyond the Big Bang with their imagination have said many silly things. They have said the universe was held on the trunk of an elephant, others on the shoulders of Atlas, others that it was created by a god in 7 days, others that it was created by a Scandinavian cow, and still others that it was created by this and by that god. Let's say it. The sky is not only dotted with celestial bodies, stars, planets, meteorites, but also, thanks to the stupidity and arrogance of man, with absurdities. Today, in 2020, there are few people who go into the first part of the universe, that is beyond the Big Bang. And those who do go into the first part of the universe, they still invent themselves things that have nothing to do with the true, real beginning of the universe. They tell us about crumpled universes, 24-dimensional universes, multiverse, etc., etc., etc. Follies, and still more follies. As we know, for centuries and millennia, the sky has kept the most sublime minds on the earth very busy. The greatest philosophers, scientists, theologians, mystics, mythomaniacs of the whole world have given vent to their fervent imagination by inventing and building every possible luminous star there in the sky, there where everything can be said, written, and thought without being disproved. You all know what Shakespeare said about it. He said that from the undiscovered country no traveller returns. What does this mean? It means, since no one came back among all those who died to tell us how things are in this part of the universe, so everyone can say all what he wants and how he wants. And that's what the cheaters, the fools, the mentally sick people did in the past and continue to do today. We know ad nauseam. We know that the sky broadens our view according to our desires, our ideals, and our fanaticism. It is the most exalted and mythologized place in the whole world. It's the heaven of fiction, of imagination. The earth on which we live is full of disasters, wars, problems, misunderstandings, horrors, pandemics, fatigue, fear, pain, death, hell. But the sky up there, the sky is a real paradise. Now, after having said a few words about how our species have seen the sky during the past centuries and millennia, I would like to talk about the beginning, the real beginning of the universe. I just hope not to be associated with the aforementioned people. However, in the end, you, my readers and my audience, you will be the one who have the last word. Let's begin now by saying that no one can go beyond the Big Bang without the combination of science and imagination. Alone, each of these two words, science and imagination, are lost. But together, if they are used well, and I hope to use them well, they form a strength, a bond to support each other in their most daring ideas. This is science, the new way to explore and to see the universe from its birth to its end. Einstein called this Kantian way of thinking thought experiments, and he did many of them and in many ways. For example, he rode a ray of light, saw himself falling into an elevator, imagined time and space soon together, elaborated his twin paradox, and above all, his belief that God doesn't play dice. Upon this belief, God doesn't play dice, he built his science, his philosophy, and his idea about the cosmos. Now, I'll try to sketch the beginning of the universe. I'll try to do it in this way. First, I will talk about the second half of the universe, which is the simplest one to understand. And after, I will talk about the first half of the universe, that is the part that goes beyond the Big Bang. Okay, then, let's begin with the second part. And let's start with Homo sapiens sapiens. Before Homo sapiens sapiens, going backward in the cosmic evolution, we meet Homo habilis, an ancestor of Homo sapiens sapiens. Homo habilis existed 2.5 million years ago. Before he appeared, we find, among other things, the dinosaurs, and before the dinosaurs, the Cambrian period, 540 million years ago. And before the Cambrian period, there is the formation of the seas. And before the formation of the seas, there is the formation of the earth, 4.5 billion years ago. Continuing to go back in time, we meet the sun, then the supernova that gave birth to the sun, and with the supernova, we are already in our galaxy, the Milky Way. Continuing to go backwards, we arrive at the Big Bang, the part of the universe we know. I will not go further with this part of the universe. I will stop here. Just know that this part of the universe has also allowed us to demonstrate that the universe has its own history, as we human beings have our own history. So far, so good. Now I am going to talk about the first part of the universe, the one that is not after but beyond the Big Bang, that is before it happened. In this first part of the universe, we cannot proceed as we did with the second part at all. Here, in the first part of its life, we must proceed as paleontologists do, with the philosophy, with the intuition, with the induction and deduction, in a logical and scientific way, but unfortunately not with physical and empirical factors. These are missing. What I mean is this. For paleontologists, it is enough to possess only one piece of evidence, a limb, a bone, a skull, of the missing animal or whatever it is. And once they have acquired this limb, they are able to reconstruct the whole body. We, in this first part of the universe, cannot work as paleontologists do. We have no artifacts, no evidence. We have nothing at all from this period of the universe. We must start from the arrival of the proto-element, that is the first physical particle of the future cosmos. It went more or less like this. At a certain point, from nothingness of nothingness, was created spontaneously, naturally, casually, the proto-element. And from the proto-element was created the universe we know today. Of course, not all at once, but it all started with a small particle. The magic of this small particle, which we have called it the proto-element, is that as in the egg there is the whole being, so in it, in the proto-element, there was the whole universe. This primordial event is essential if we want to understand the universe in which we live and also give a sense to it. A human sense, of course, the only one that can be given. Without a spontaneous and natural beginning, the universe is inconceivable. It is unthinkable that something existing doesn't have a beginning, and this is also true for the universe, especially for the universe. The beginning is the basis of everything. No beginning, no basis, no existence, therefore no universe. There is no real discussion with the universe if we don't start from its very beginning. Well, my dear listeners, at this stage, after having sketched the real start of the universe, I am going to end this chart by saying that the beginning I have proposed here is, for many reasons, the only one acceptable among all those we have imagined and thought till today. First, because our universe is the closest to reality. Second, because it is the most likely. Third, the most consistent with its evolution. Fourth, the most logical. Fifth, the most representative for how the universe is built. Sixth, because we don't have another that is worth of representing this event in a realistic way. And seventh, because common sense cannot imagine one more logical and human than it. I'll stop here, but only after having said that, according to me, the first part of our cosmology must be still written. In this regard, I hope I have been able, and I say this with humility, I have been able to plant the first solid poles in this great cosmic happening. Thank you.